Hey there, welcome to Red State Update. My name's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about DACA.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Trump.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah.
And then just when you got a knife in one hand and your wrist in the other,
A shotgun in your mouth.
we're going to talk to Trae Crowder.
Oh, well, that's good. That part's good, yeah.
He gives Jackie a lot of tips on how to be a liberal redneck.
I ain't ready to be a liberal yet. I listened to what the young man had to say, and he had a lot of, I agree with him a lot. Young people talk with language I don't appreciate, but I ain't holding that against this fella. A nice young man, and we appreciate him
It was
talking to us.
nice to have somebody say fuck with.
Hey!
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home Red State Update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, it's Jackie Bro, still here, yeah.
Folks, this is Dunlap. If you're listening to us for the first time, I'm the charismatic one. Jackie over here, down here in the bunker underneath my Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, has a long beard, goat-like in appearance.
It ain't goat-like.
And
It's just
scent-wise.
shut your mouth. No, it ain't
Mean.
none of that.
Cantankerous.
Drunk?
You are?
No, you. I ain't
Oh,
drunk.
I was saying you're mean and you're
You're already
cantankerous.
drunk by the time we start doing this. I start sipping on something when we start so by the middle of it or the end of it, I'm feeling all right. But you already drunk. You've
What
had 4 or
Jackie's
5.
saying is I like to live life. I like to make my own rules, and I like to experience things as they come.
Well,
Sometimes, to let
Drunk.
you know that I'm having a drink, I do
nobody,
that beer sound.
nobody cares.
It's sort of a catchphrase, but from a can.
No.
Jackie, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Politics. How do you tell the difference? And this is something I'm really wondering about. Like, how are we supposed to know this? How can we tell the difference between the vacant lizard eyes
Mhm.
of a wealthy narcissist, been famous his whole life, never been told no, elected to the highest office of the land due to his worst tendencies, which are then validated, despite never interacting with regular people ever? How do you tell the difference between those empty, soulless, non-seeing eyes and the eyes of an early onset dementia patient?
Hell, I don't know.
How are we supposed to know?
I can't tell the damn difference. How am I supposed? I don't know.
People say, oh, something's wrong with him. I'm talking about our president. Something's wrong with him. Oh,
Well, yeah.
Oh no, he's just mean. He's just crazy. Always been that way. No, that's just how rich people are. That's privilege. I think it's just the perfect stew.
Yeah. Of awful. Yeah.
Not a stew you would want to put in your mouth.
I don't even bring up him and mouths. I don't. No.
I pictured his little mouth for a second.
Oh shit! I don't want to picture anything of him. I had enough of it.
Folks, we have a lot more insightful politics coming up, but first, we got to keep the lights on down here in this bunker.
We get $25 from our sponsors, and I got a good sponsor. I'm happy to have, and it's a local here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where we're at.
We got a local sponsor?
A local sponsor. That's what she's on here, and I love to help local businesses, anything I can do. So while I'm here working in this store, we're selling these products out of the market. So come get your barbecue sandwich, and I want you to come get. Now, Minnie Sipe is her name, and she makes these delicious projects, and the products, and they are delicious. They taste so good on your tongue. Put it on a little bread, put it on a little biscuit, a roll, however you want to do it. And she makes this with ingredients that she knows about it. I don't. All I know to do is put it in my mouth and taste it, and it's delicious. And she got a great product here. It's called Taint Honey. It tain't honey. No, sir, it ain't. Now, I think it tastes a little sweeter than honey myself. Mm-hmm. But Tain't it? No, it tain't, honey. It's made for people, some people have allergies, people have problems, people, sugar, whatever it is.
Right.
Kind of like they make that, what is it? They make, no, that ain't either butter, that in the stores. It's like that, except this tain't butter, or tain't honey is what it is. Mm-hmm. But since I brought that up last week, which is comparable to that, I know that's not butter, she said, well, I'm going to jump on that. Don't let them run that race by themselves. I'm going to get in there. So she's come up with another delicious product, which is, all good ingredients. It's called whole butter. And it's just like butter, but it ain't butter. It's whole butter. It's got, all whole healthy ingredients. Uh-huh. So come down here, get you some taint honey, put a little of that on your biscuit after you put it on a lot of that whole butter, and then put that in your mouth. So, Minnie Sipe, we appreciate these delicious products. I'm proud to sell them right here out of the store. Come on down here, get you some taint honey and some whole butter, and make your mouth real happy, because that's what it's going to do.
So Minnie Sipe, who last week was selling taint honey.
Yeah.
Has expanded the Minnie Sipe cinematic universe, and it makes sense, really, that she would introduce a new product, whole butter.
Yeah. Delicious, both of them. Whole butter tastes just like regular butter to me, and taint honey tastes a little bit better than regular honey. I'm going to say it.
Does whole butter go on your whole, or does it come out of it?
Well, it goes on your biscuit, goes on your bread, wherever butter goes on, lots of things, whatever you want to put it on to eat it, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to get me a tub of that whole butter because I got some of that taint honey after you talked it up last week.
Well, you tried it, didn't you? And
I rubbed it all over my taint.
What?
It got hurt. I scraped myself up.
What?
Jackie, have you ever made love in a Walmart home and garden center?
I don't want to hear about it.
Have you ever been trying to, straddling a concrete bird bath?
I'm not going to listen to this if you're going to talk like that. I don't want to hear filth.
Well, I scraped my taint all to hell and back.
What?
It's like, fuck my taint.
Watch your mouth. I ain't going to listen to it.
I said, you know what? I told Christy Lane Sipe, I said, you know what? I was just talking to Jackie about this. There's a thing called taint honey. And she said, oh, yeah, my mama makes that.
That's her daughter, yeah, Christy
Lane
Sipe.
Sipe. I went to school with her.
I know.
I was fucking her at the Walmart.
Watch your mouth. I don't want to hear about it. Nobody does. Watch what you say on this thing.
Center. A concrete bird bath was involved.
Just shut your mouth.
I scraped my taint up. She said, oh, fuck, Dunlap, your taint.
What? I don't want to hear
I know, I can feel it. And I said, I didn't mean to slap at you. And I said, you know what? I was just talking to Jackie about this. There's taint honey. And we come over here. I broke in that back window.
Right,
and I came. And then I remembered I still had some keys. But she thinks it. Listen, if you want to impress a girl after she's seen you scraped up taint, you're
all right.
Well, how am I going to get this back on track? Throw a cinder block through a window.
If that's down there, if that's all tore up, then you're cleaning it up. If that's you who did all that.
It's all tore up, and I did clean it up. Are you talking about my taint or that window?
The window, the paint in the...
all tore up. So my taint was tore up. I threw a cinder block through a window down here, and it's not just girls that impresses. Whoever you are with, man, woman, do we need to bring a human being is gonna get horny?
All right.
When you throw a cinder block.
Just shut your mouth.
That word horny always gets me.
Don't get me. My ears get tired of hearing the filth that comes out of your mouth.
I come in here and I got that taint honey and I rubbed it all over my taint. I got Christy Lane Sipe to this is not Christy Lane who sung One Day at a Time.
Well, hell no.
And One Day at a Time, not the TV show, but the gospel standard. Sold that on TV commercials. How's it go, Jackie?
I know the song. I feel bad singing it after you run your mouth like that for that long, but the song was a good song.
Everybody got a taint, even Christy Lane.
Shut your mouth. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm talking about taint honey. Taint honey. That's what I'm talking about.
So, folks, consider this an endorsement. If you got a sore, a swole, inflamed taint,
just
scraped up,
what is it?
Bloodied.
Don't know what the hell you're
you
talking
have a bloody
about.
taint? This taint honey really also you will attract some insects. That's part of the problem because I've rubbed regular honey on my taint.
Well,
before.
that just
I
proves.
didn't get half the number of bugs I got trying to get up in me.
I don't know what you're talking
honey.
about, but of course bugs gonna get on taint honey. Like I said, I think it tastes sweeter than regular honey. So of course bugs gonna get on that. Of course, wherever you put that, it don't matter.
Fucking hummingbird
Watch
trying
your
to
mouth.
get nectar out of my asshole.
All right, I'm not gonna listen to this. Shut it.
So when I say I'm excited about this whole butter,
well, I want everybody to be excited. It's gonna be delicious. Come on down here.
Oh, it might be.
Come on down here and get some
I
taint honey.
intend to find out.
Let me do my sponsor. Taint honey and whole butter. Can't get it nowhere else but right here. It's Jackie's Market, this one here where I'm working. Come on down here. Minnie Sipe, God bless her. Local business person. I'm happy to be helping her. Come on down. Taint honey, whole butter. Get you some.
So is this just sort of a flavoring or is it more of a lubrication?
Well, it goes on your biscuit, goes on your butter, your pancake, whatever the hell you want to put butter on.
Whatever you call it, get some up in there. Let us know how it did you this weekend. Folks, that is Taint Hole.
No, I just shut your mouth. You do your sponsor so we can get on over this. Enough.
Folks, I got a sponsor this week. Jackie, I think you're really going to like this sponsor.
I doubt it.
How many churches would you say I've started on this program?
I don't know. It's shameful what you do. Try to get people's money or get the clothes off. I don't know. One was Naked Church. I remember that. That's the only one I remember. But that is not a church. That's just a bunch of people naked on drugs. Is all it is. It ain't got nothing to do with church.
Naked and High Church too. That was a good church.
Well, it ain't a church. You call it whatever you want. It ain't a damn church.
Well, if you remember last week, my sponsor was Indiscretions. Indiscretions, boudoir picks, and private suggestions. That's Roland Walker. You know Roland Walker, Jackie.
Stalker Walker is what they call him. Stalker Walker.
Allegedly. It's not cool to get on here and spread gossip about a small business
gossip.
person.
I don't know if I thought it was in the newspaper one time or another, but whatever.
Well, a lot of stuff gets expunged these days.
Well, if it's expunged, so be it. But at one time,
it never happened. Listen,
Why?
It's murky, okay? Like a lot of things these days, it's murky. Roland Walker, he opened up one of them fancy boudoir. Come get you. Hey, is your wife not feeling sexy? Get her a gift certificate. Let her come down here. Are you not feeling sexy, boy? I took some pictures down here. I wrapped a bow around my nutsack.
All right.
I'm
not going to listen to this.
Well,
I'm not
there's
going to
been
sit
a lot
here
of
for
talk
them.
about my junk on this podcast.
Nobody wants to hear
Sometimes
it.
we start out and we do the news and we get really insightful right off the bat. And we do the nutsack stuff at the end.
I don't want to do it anywhere in it.
Roland Walker's wife, Dodie Palms, she works down there too.
He's mad.
I don't know if they're really married.
He was mad. Stalker Walker. That women don't usually go the other way whenever he comes around.
Listen, some people like a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
And allegedly also. And he actually just got the contract to do school photos.
No, he didn't. No.
Yeah, Murfreesboro County school photos.
No school's going to hire him.
Yeah.
Listen, either way, whether expunged or not,
none of that happened. You're rumor mongering, and
No.
if it did happen, it was expunged. And thirdly, allegedly. And he knows that people have a bad impression of him, so that's why he doesn't even go down to the schools. Doty goes down there. They have a closed-circuit camera, and he watches her pose the students. And not just regular photos, but they do have boas and giant sunglasses.
What?
But if some of the older students want to take sexy photos, then they got to have a consent form. Parental consent. Do you think in this day and age that a school system is going to let their students take sexy boudoir photos without a parental consent form? Jackie, you're out of your goddamn mind.
I wouldn't have any other kind of picture like that down there to begin with. Wouldn't need no form.
So while they're going around doing the school photos, they got these empty storefronts down here at the Forgotten Mall. You remember the Forgotten Lost Mall?
It's way out there, yeah.
What did it used to have? What was the anchor store there? Was it a Cast or Not?
Something like that. Sears or something. It's long gone, yeah.
It's hard. I tell you what, every time I go there, every morning, I feel like the mists are taking me in a different direction.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like I'm going the same way. I always wind up there, but it's more like I'm taking a trip through my own dreams.
What?
That's the Forgotten Mall.
Well, there's a lot of forgotten malls, but I would say this one is the longest and most forgotten, that's for sure, because it's, yeah.
He's got 9 storefronts in the Forgotten Mall now, and they got all this empty space. So I'm in there, like, what can I do while they're out putting boas on middle school children? And then I remembered Joel Osteen, and it seems like he's in a lot of hot, pardon the pun, water.
What?
And I thought, well, if that's one of them rich people, church men may not be around that much longer, that creates an opening for somebody like me who has experience starting churches.
No, no.
So I'm inviting everybody. Jackie, what are you doing Sunday?
I ain't going to no mall church, that's for sure. I tell you that right now.
Well, what if I told you the richest people in town may be coming to this mall church?
Don't make a damn bit of difference to me. They can go to church wherever they want.
See, Jackie, at my new church, Jesus Money.
What?
Jesus Money Church.
Jesus Money Church.
The rich people go there. That makes the poor people, when they see them rich people, they go, oh, shit, if I go to that church, I'll get rich. Because they so dumb.
What?
All them dumb poor people.
All right. Watch your mouth.
Come. All I need is one fucking rich family to come to Jesus Money Church.
Watch your mouth.
And all the poor people. And also, here's another rule. You can't dress up to come to Jesus Money Church. Because poor people, they will want to come to Jesus Money Church because they see rich people and they think that God will reward them with cash for going to the same church as some rich fuckers.
Hey, say it without the words.
The rich people can't wear their fancy suits. They have to dress down. They have to wear jeans because poor people, the only thing that will keep them away, this is why poor people don't have any money. And Jesus told me this himself. It's because they don't own suits. If they had suits, they could get rich. But they don't. So fuck them.
Hey, watch your mouth. Jesus didn't care anything about suits or what you wore. Back in Bible days, they all wore robes back in. So everybody, you could hardly, fancy robes are rich people and regular people just like cloth robe. But no, Jesus liked the poor people more. That's what he did. He liked poor people.
Who told you that bullshit?
The Bible told me that. And every preacher, most every preacher.
Well, not good preachers. Not preachers who are going to get Jesus money for you. If you want some of that Jesus money, you got to come down to Jesus Money Church. Wear your jeans, and ain't nothing to be scared of. Now, the rich people will be wearing expensive jeans, and you're going to be wearing whatever bullshit you wore to the job site. But come on down, and don't forget to tithe.
Now, you go get anybody dumb enough to go to a church that you running, no matter where it is, and give you money to think that money's eventually going to get to Jesus. They are idiot. They are stupid.
It's going to get to Jesus, then come back to them.
Well, however much money you got or how poor you are, if you go do that,
nobody's even going to pay attention to me, Jackie. I get one rich family in there, and they sit up front, and I shine a spotlight on them, and they sit there, and everybody thinks about how much money them rich people got in their bank account. I can be up there pulling my pud for all anybody will notice.
I won't care what you're doing up there. No, you got to be preaching. You got to be singing hymns. You got to do something, church. You can't just people just show up and give me your money.
Instead of hymns, I'm just going to get an old cash register in there and just bang it open 5 times in a row. That's a call to service.
Well, I ain't going there.
I'm just going to play the beginning of Pink Floyd on the loudspeaker, and everybody come in. That's your prayer.
I wouldn't go to it. Nope.
Well, if you ain't rich, you're not who I need right now.
Well,
I need you later when I have the richies who will lure the poories in.
I ain't coming. I don't care how much money I got. I ain't coming to that. And if anybody got it, 2 licks of sense, I ain't coming either.
Well, when it's a big status symbol and everybody in town knows you ain't jack fucking shit,
hey,
if you ain't at Jesus Money Church,
watch
you'll
your mouth.
really regret it, and you'll go to hell, and you'll be poor down there too, you dumb son of a bitch.
Hey.
So listen, folks, we're just getting off the ground. Don't judge us by the mall setting. That's going to go away as soon as I trick one rich family. Maybe I need to cut them in. Should I deal them in on this a little bit?
I don't care what you do. Don't ask me. I don't care. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't trying to.
You got to have money to make money. Jesus told me that, too.
I ain't trying to
smart.
Rip people off like you are, yeah.
Benjamin Franklin might have told me that. I don't know.
Who?
Not in an almanac. Sometimes I pray to Jesus and Benjamin Franklin answers.
That's, sacrilege.
They hang out together.
If they do in heaven, it ain't none of your damn business what they do. So, just pray to.
Prosperity theology says that the founders and Jesus and titans of industry hang out in heaven with all that gold. The streets are made of gold. It used to be. And then Jesus said, this stuff should be in a bank earning interest. Are you angels communists? Jesus went up there and he took control.
Yeah.
2,000 years ago. Merry Christmas.
I ain't read none of that in the Bible. I ain't heard any of that.
So that's, what was my, Jesus Money? The Indiscretions? Jesus Money Church is my sponsor.
All right, going to talk about the awful news. It's part to talk about the awful news right here. Today was shameful. President, what is it? The dreamer, DACA.
The children who was brought here into this country illegally, I guess, is a word people use.
Yep.
They come here, children brung here by their parents, grew up here. This is their country. They are Americans.
They got jobs here, went to school here, did people in the military serving.
They work for companies. They work for corporations. They're your neighbors. They're your they go to school with your kids. They are little kids themselves. These people, thanks to Donald Trump and the people who put him in office, get a one-way ticket back to somewhere they ain't never barely been.
Yep. Shameful.
These are, I don't know what you consider Americans. I see a lot of people say, well, they broke a law, so let them go. I guess they don't have a certain piece of paper. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. They come here, little children.
They didn't have no choice in the matter. They, but in order to be in this program, I know Obama made it, whatnot, but they say certain people are trying to paint a picture like, for instance, our president painted a picture at one time of people of Mexican descent as being rapists, which
right.
is
they don't send the good people.
They send, but in
That's
order,
what he said.
Yes, I didn't say it. I never would say anything about that like that about anybody. I know better than that. I got more sense than that. But these kids, you can't have a criminal record. You gotta be good. And I didn't know this. Somebody told me this. This costs a lot of money for people to get in this program. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they pay to be in a program. They pay taxes. They pay all this shit. People think every time, should we kick out these people who most likely are not white? When that question comes up, there is a certain amount of people in this country who go, yes.
Yeah.
And then they come up with reasons why. So to those people, these kids, these young adults, these young Americans are freeloaders. Everybody's rigging the system. Everybody's gaming. They're getting all that welfare, taking our jobs. It's the same.
You know what? These awful people that you're talking about, as sad as this is, I got more respect for a Nazi that gets on there and says this stuff than I do the damn president or Jeff Sessions, because they're the ones kicking them out. And, oh, no, we love them. Oh, no, we like these people. They did now, but they got to, at least the Nazis being honest about it. I don't like them. I think the lesson may get them the hell out. The damn president and Jeff Sessions are two-faced about the damn thing.
The president just said if Congress can't fix this, that he just tweeted this while we were doing this podcast. Remember earlier when we were talking about whole butter? The president was doing something that made about as much sense and said that he'll come back and revisit this if Congress can't fix it. Now, why did he tweet that? Does he does he think people think have people seen through his plan to be a weasel?
I don't know who does it. There's a few people who evidently can't see that he's a loudmouth, obnoxious SOB, but, so be it. I don't know why.
Hates Donald Trump.
Yes, I do. Yes, sir, I do. Nothing I like about the man.
Long-time conservative Republican hates Donald Trump.
Well, right now, I don't know what the hell I am because I don't know what the Republican Party is anymore. I don't know what it's turned into. I don't know what this is. It used to not be this.
It's Jeff Sessions is one person that comes out. He comes out, well, you can't have people breaking the law. We're a nation of laws. That's what white people say when they're trying to kick people who aren't white out. Well, we gotta respect the law. How many illegal things has Donald Trump done this afternoon? We don't even know. They don't even want you to find out. You try to investigate it, people say, this is tiresome. But there's kids being taken out of their goddamn, and yeah, well, what are you gonna do? We've said this a million times. We're sitting here screaming, mad, heartbroken, terrified for these young Americans.
Yep.
And it just makes people so happy. Just people who love Trump, just so happy.
Awful people. I take that back. I don't have any respect for no Nazi. I don't want to get that people misconstrued.
Oh, that's right. Saying, you did say you respected Nazis.
I said more than the president and all these other Republicans. Listen to what they say. They're like, well, this is off. Marco Rubio got on Twitter, whatever the hell it is, you so big, quoting up the Bible on there. And that ain't what you got elected to do. You got elected to serve this country and your state, and all you're doing is getting on Twitter and quoting the Bible. Go be a damn preacher.
He'd be the worst preacher.
Well, he's the worst damn whatever the hell he is.
Would he be a worse preacher?
Well, I wouldn't listen to him.
He'd be the kind of young preacher that nobody likes, comes into a church, and everybody suspects him of having affairs with the women in the church, except nobody wants to have an affair with him.
Yeah.
I did say women in the church, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Let's just leave it at affairs.
Well, he's supposed to be a senator. He should have retired after Donald Trump ridiculed him over and over and over again. A little Marco and all that, and it lost so badly, he said, I'm not going to do politics.
I'm never coming back.
Yeah, he went away throwing a little fit, and he come back to, I guess he said, you know what, I need to come back and get my lips as far up that man's behind as I can, no matter what he does.
He's fucking weasels, man.
Watch your mouth,
Marco Rubio's like, I love your asshole, Donald Trump.
But I'm going to get on the Twitter and put a Bible quote on there about how we're supposed to help strangers or whatnot.
And then Trump rides the escalator down going like, you're all rapists. And then he gets on there, I love everybody. What's going to happen to all the people all the rapist Mexicans you sending home, Donald Trump? We'll see. We'll see. He's a we'll see president. People think he tells it like it is. He don't say fucking jack shit.
He don't, watch you laugh, but he don't know what it is. He don't know what to say. We'll see. He don't know what they're talking about half a damn time. He's a crazy man. And obviously a hateful crazy man. Just plumb, because there's no other way to explain this. And him trying to kick anything to these off, because we're talking about them now. Paul Ryan said he don't need to do that. Well, why don't you do something about it? They ain't going to do a damn thing. Hell. It's the most dysfunctional damn Congress ever, as far as I've ever seen in my lifetime. And you know what? If they going to take care of this. Well, they ain't going to take care of nothing. They didn't take care of health care. They ain't going to take – what's all coming up? They got so many tax reform supposed to come up. What the hell else? I hope they do something, because otherwise people in Texas are going to need some help. And if you're relying on this bunch of people, God help you. God bless you. I hope you get through it. In Florida, this is coming up on that.
California is on fire.
Yeah. Of course, none of them care about that.
There was a time when you said if California was on fire, I would have said, oh, no, Humboldt County and Vivid Entertainment. But now California's on the same side we are, Jackie.
I never thought I'd say that. Nobody should be burned up no matter what it is. Don't matter what side. There used to be a time where if it was our country, we all come together, whatnot. People, nope, not no more. Nope.
Telling Congress to do the right thing. He's been insulting Mitch McConnell for 2 months.
They ain't going to do nothing, he says. Even if they won't, and I know none of them want this because it's got to do with money. This is going to hurt the economy real bad.
Companies going to get on there. You sending my employees?
And all these Wall Street people are sick of them because, the one color that ain't nobody racist against is green. I'm going to tell you that right now. And him doing all this messes with the money.
But then you got them states that were going to sue Trump, the racist states, the 10 racist states, however many there are.
Well, Tennessee come around once he's like health care, like everything else. The Attorney General Hale was going to sue him, and now he finally doing it. And Tennessee said, well, no, he don't need to do it. So there's some people wising up.
Tennessee Attorney General he said, I ain't going to sue him. Probably we ought not kick out them Americans.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did that.
I have no idea either. I guess so,
I've learned never to give anyone the benefit of the doubt when it comes to awakening to a sense of morality and duty to country and their fellow man. So I'm just assuming somebody said, you better not. I'm going to lose money.
Yeah.
And I won't give you a donation. I don't know if it's Attorney General. You run for Attorney General?
Hell, I don't.
I'm just going to assume he did a good thing for bad reasons.
More than likely.
Until the world proves me wrong, that's how I'm operating. Kicking it to Congress. The worst Congress ever. They'll fix it. And then he comes on, worst president ever. If they don't, I will.
Well, why would he? He had already said how awful they are. They couldn't do health care. They couldn't do. He has done nothing but run them down and saying they're the worst. They vote them all out, get rid of them. They don't know what they're doing. But this is different. They'll take care of this. He don't make sense. Nothing he says makes a damn bit of sense.
And even if you're against DACA, because you're like the Grinch, but your heart don't grow, and you want to see Cindy Lou Who ripped out of her fucking community college and shipped to Pennsylvania, where she don't even speak the language anymore, because you're a petty, cruel motherfucker who thinks you're the hero of the story, but you're the mean Grinch. Well, even you should be pissed off, because he ain't even fucking doing it in the mean Grinch Clint Eastwood way. Trump ain't like, nope, we're sending them back. Like, that would really shore up his base of hateful idiots. But instead he comes out, I love everybody. Congress take care of it. Mitch McConnell, my friend now. And really, he's just a fucking weasel.
I guess him and Jeff Sessions are getting along because he let Jeff Sessions get out there. Well, of course, he was scared to do it himself, so he sent Jeff Sessions out to do it, and he knows Jeff Sessions will do whatever the hell he says.
Oh, he looks so.
He was thrilled to death. That's his shining moment right there, yeah.
If there was a job of professional gloater, Jeff Sessions would have gone to school for it. Do y'all have a professional gloater program? Just gloating.
Yep.
I don't know if he looks more like, sometimes he looks more like Artie Johnson than Henry Gibson.
Oh.
Just the worst. I'm sorry, everybody. So now people don't even know. So they make, he didn't have to, if he really cared about these people, they didn't have to do anything. They could have just left it alone.
Yep.
They could have talked these fucking idiots in these states that were going to sue them, say, fuck you.
Hey, watch your mouth.
We'll go to court. See, everybody's like, well, Jeff Sessions said, well, I don't know if it's not legal because Obama did it. But they could have said, fuck you, it is legal, and we'll fucking sue you back.
Hey,
but they didn't do that. Everybody's like, well, they were caught in they're going to sue them. Like, just say no. We'll fight you, and they would have backed down. So instead, they did this. Now it's this big political football. People don't want to send these kids home because they know it's going to bite them in the ass, except they have to pretend that they do because that'll also bite them in the ass. And these Americans, nearly 1 million of them, don't know what the fuck's going on.
Hey.
So even if they extend this shit, if it gets to 6 months and they say, okay, nobody's getting shipped off, people's lives, can they get jobs? Are they going to get shipped away? If they apply for things, is that just giving the fucking feds their address so they can come kick their door down? I mean, fuck you, everybody.
Hey, but yeah. Say it a different way, but yeah.
How would you say it?
I don't know. To hell with you.
Hell with you, everybody.
Hell with you, everybody.
Trump,
Yeah. Hell with
Sessions, Stephen Miller, Bannon, even though he's gone.
every one of them cowards who says this is wrong but ain't going to do one damn thing about it.
Fuck you.
Ha!
They ought to take
The hell with you.
one member of your family. We ought to take 1 million for a million other Americans and ship them to some random spot in the world. Mama, I'm in Belgrade. I don't even know where Belgrade is.
What is it?
I don't know what. Obama said it was cruel. That's how Obama, wherever in the world he is with whatever billionaire, got on a damn computer and said, it's cruel. Your buddy now, your best friend, your hero, Obama.
No, don't go that far. I'd take him over what we got now for sure. Yeah, I'd deal with another damn 4 years of that.
Fun. Remember when we just hate Obama?
Well,
so much?
it was fun to do, and I was looking forward to hating Hillary. I'll be honest with you. I thought that'd be just so much fun hating her, but I genuinely, this is worse than anything I could imagine. I hate this man worth it. You know, and no matter how mad I got mad at Obama, and no matter how mad I got mad at Hillary, I never wanted to, slap him. I don't like violence. I'm against it. But somebody needs to be backhanded. And I ain't necessarily the one to do it, but that's all I'm going to say.
Well, on the positive side, we'll probably all be blown up before anybody gets shipped to South America. Central America.
Waiting on that. Go ahead. Put us out of our misery. Go on, do it, North Korea.
Sean Spicer got a job.
Sean Spicer got a job. What the hell kind of job has he got?
Paid speaker.
That ain't a job.
Hillary Clinton got a book coming out. People mad at her, saying she blamed her loss on Bernie Sanders.
Well, she knows damn well no matter what she does, people going to be mad at her, period. That's the rest of her life. So be it.
That's true. At this point, she should just start shoplifting.
She do whatever the hell she wants. It don't matter what she does. Right now, she's watching Trump do this. She needs to go just surpass him. She has a real opportunity to be the most evil mastermind, there is, because people ain't going to like her one way or the other.
Let me tell you something. If I was an American citizen, which I think I am, I'm not even 100% sure.
Why?
I mean, I guess I am. I don't have any proof. I mean, how do you? I don't know exactly. I've never seen my birth certificate.
You were born here. I remember when you was born. You born here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody's gonna question it.
Well, no.
I'm just saying. But if I were an American citizen and I got shipped out to a country I ain't been in since I was 2 years old, and I was working at like damn Bank of America or whatever in college, getting a master's degree, whatever the shit, and I literally got kicked out, I would 100% devote my life to bringing America to its knees.
Why?
I ain't trying to go no racist, like it's how you make terrorists or whatever the fuck. I'm just saying, anybody who was just living their lives in America and then they got kicked out of America, and a fairly large percentage of America was going, yeah, I'd be like, fuck all them.
Hey, to hell with them. Yeah, that's how I'd feel there.
I'd be like, how can I'd be trying to, like, I'd use my Bank of America skills to Richard Pryor, Superman 3, take every, like, 100th of a penny.
Yeah, I love Superman 3. That's the best one because it's got old Richard Pryor, funny as could be, and wasn't using bad language. He doesn't get the cussing like he does some of the other stuff he did.
What are your other favorite Richard Pryors?
I like that, and I like that when he's got the moving van, move everything.
Moving?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that when he watches his language on that one for the most part. But Superman 3 and moving, that's the best two things he did. I love Richard Pryor, just like it. Those movies better than some of the other ones.
Superman and Richard Pryor are a good team. If Superman had been in Moving, that would have been great because he could have helped.
Well, it'd be over like that. Superman just pick up a whole truck, drop it off, it'd be done with. You won't see him get in trouble along the way.
You hate Superman have to bail him out, like maybe Richard Pryor goes into a biker bar. You know what? That's not even funny anymore.
Yeah, can't do that no more.
They've robbed me of my fictional Richard Pryor Superman movie scenarios. You dumb racist sons of bitches. But hey, don't kill yourselves just yet, folks. We got a great talk coming up. Me and Jackie did with Trae Crowder.
Oh, yeah.
Trae give Jackie a lot of tips on being a liberal redneck because Jackie's so liberal now.
No, I ain't liberal. No, don't say that. That's not true. I like a lot that this young man has to say. I have to put that out there because I'm glad that there's somebody representing the South that just ain't, awful. Now, there's a lot of good people in the South, and this fella sure is one of them. And, again, young people talking a language I don't.
He says fuck a lot.
All right, you don't have to say it.
Like it.
It's
but
coming up.
I loved it.
I know you did.
You know Trae Crowder from the Liberal Redneck videos. He's been on. I sound like I've been throwing him at. We've done this 5 times, folks. I don't know how to introduce it.
Well, let's just
Trae
play it.
Crowder.
There you go. Hey there, everybody. This is Jackie Bros.
Hey, this is Dunlap, and we are here with Trae Crowder, the liberal redneck.
Yeah.
Trae, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good. I'm hoping you can give Jackie, who is also now a liberal redneck.
No, I ain't a liberal. No, not yet. I'm thinking about doing what Joe Scoreboard did and just go down to being what's an independent. Because hell, if I know what being a Republican is right now, I don't have a clue.
Because of Donald Trump? Is that why you say that?
Well, yeah, of course it's because of him. Hell, damn right, yeah.
I wish more people felt that way, Jackie.
Well, I wish they felt that way before the damn election. Hell.
Me too, yeah.
We were on YouTube telling them all that Donald Trump was the ultimate Yankee.
Sure.
That's it. Well,
I said that shit on Bill Maher's show, and it was funny because when I said it, his response was, wow, really? Like, he seemed surprised that I thought that, but I absolutely think that, and that being, I was stunned that these people that I grew up my whole life around and thought that I knew that they would ever follow somebody like Donald Trump, because before he ran for office, everything about him was, if you asked somebody from Clay County, Tennessee, describe to me the type of person you hate most in the world,
yeah,
they would have described Donald Trump. But then ended up now he's their goddamn, savior or whatever. It just blows my mind.
Loudmouth Yankee New Yorker.
Thinks he knows everything. Thinks he's better than everybody else. Born with a silver spoon up his ass. Like it just all of that.
He is the
All
opposite of Andy Griffith.
Yes, yes, exactly. But so yeah, no, I know. That's what I was thinking all the time. I was looking around, just like, really, y'all? Like
Why?
this guy. This is going to be the guy. Are you shitting me? And I still can't believe it.
He's a one out-of-towner that could have gone through Mayberry and had to deal with Andy and not have learned any kind of lesson at all.
He ain't never learned a lesson in his goddamn life.
It's like if Don Knotts was a Yankee, and Donald Trump could have forced Andy Taylor into physical violence. He could have.
Yeah.
If he'd been put in jail, Andy Griffith would have been reaching through the bars and banging Donald Trump's head up against the bars.
Well, that's another thing I guarantee you 95% of them would have said about Donald Trump 5 years ago is that he needs his ass whooped is what he needs.
Yeah.
He's exactly the type of person that they would say needs their ass whooped. And then they give that guy, and I agree with that, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and give that guy the goddamn presidency. Yeah, it blows my mind.
Why is it just jobs?
Yeah, well, I
Is that
think
it?
what I ultimately landed on, and I'm wrong about a great many things. This is just my theory, but I think that what that says to me is that's just how desperate they were for literally any champion at all, anybody at all, to even pretend to give a shit about them. That's how desperate they were for that even that guy was good enough for them. You know what I mean? Like, even that dude, when he just said, hey, I know you got it rough. I'm going to go to Mexico and make them pay for what they did to you, and I'm going to bring your jobs back. Even though they hated everything else about him, the simple fact that he was the first person to even give lip service to that, they went with it because that's how desperate they were. That's what I think. But, you know.
Can you cut him slack for being that dumb?
I don't know. I mean, do I think that it's dumb? Yes, they should have been able to see right through it. Yes, but my home, and I've talked about this a lot, but my hometown, Salina, Tennessee, is like, when I was a kid, even in the 90s, I come from basically a family of small business owners. My grandpa had a car lot. My dad had a video store. My gay uncle had a successful deli on the town square. My grandma had a little country cafe. And then in the and the beating heart of the town's economy for decades was this clothing factory, Oshkosh B'gosh factory in Salina. And in the 90s, after the passage of NAFTA, that factory moved to Mexico. Nothing else came in, still hasn't to this day. The town was utterly devastated by it, and less than 10 years later, every single one of my family's businesses is closed, and we, on a personal level, are destitute. And basically the entire town is that way, and it's been that way for over 20 years now, for going on 25 years. So, like, I sympathize with them for, like, being scared and mad and worried and all that stuff and desperate. I do sympathize with them, but I just can't believe that they bought into Donald Trump, though, even having said all that. You know what I mean?
don't see it's how long do you have to be out of work before you want to be in cahoots with racists? I don't understand. I understand people's situation. It's like down in Texas right now in Harvey. You're sitting there and everything's flooded out and you need help, and the only boat coming by is a Klan boat. If a Ku Klux Klan come by, do you get in the boat with them, or what do you do? I don't know.
You don't want to drown, but if you get in the Klan boat, other people are going to see you in the Klan boat. They're going to be like, well,
it's okay. Yeah, it's all right if I get in then, yeah.
So I don't know how desperate you can be.
It's actually a pretty good analogy there, fellas.
Yeah.
But except the Klan
boat. I do have
boat,
to say, though, I think if me and my family were about to literally drown, I'd get in the goddamn Klan boat.
Well, yeah.
But I totally get what y'all are saying, though.
Well, maybe you could be like, I hate the Klan. This is just temporary.
But if it was a Klansman, like, standing on a goddamn overturned, chest of drawers or whatever that was, like, rapidly sinking before my eyes, and he was saying, no, y'all will be fine on this, I'd be like, we'll take our chances, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think is more analogous to the Trump
better.
thing. Like,
Better analogy.
Yeah.
Like, they should have just known that he was lying about all that. He was saying what they wanted to hear, but they should have known it was bullshit.
Well, now, see, there you go. He's saying what they want to hear. Let's be honest now. He said a lot of racist stuff. So
Definitely.
there's a percentage of people we understand that. So how do you close a blind eye to that? That's what I don't understand.
I agree with you as far as the people that voted for him, and if they say no, it's because of jobs and whatever else, and well, you're doing a whole lot of looking the other way at the very least. I totally agree with that, but I think, and I've said this before too, but like I genuinely think because of from my hometown, I 100% believe that like they either don't give a shit at all about that stuff, meaning like that also means it doesn't bother them. Like he says all this racist, hateful stuff, and they're just fine with it. Or at the most, it's like the racist icing on the fuck you cake that he's baked for them. You know what I mean? For the other side of the fence politically.
Hey, watch your language.
So like they're fine with it, but I think it's. I think it's like kind of asinine actually to assume that people in places like where I'm from that they actually care more about building a wall, kicking Muslims out, and misogyny and whatever, all that stuff, than they care about their own personal livelihood. Like even if they are ignorant and regressive socially, that stuff doesn't matter as much to them as like their lives and their jobs and stuff, and it's crazy to think that it does. And so when people say no, it's the rate he allowed them to be racist, he brought that's what it was. No, I don't agree with that at all. But this isn't my point. I heard somebody else make this, but I fully agree with it. If that was true, if that's all they were waiting on this whole time, fucking David Duke would be the president right now.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
it's
there's
weird
more
formula
to it than that. And I've also heard people on the other side say, and this one, I'm a little more lukewarm on, but I think there's some validity to it. Like, I'm a huge Barack Obama fan, and when he first got in there, I mean, I was the Obama equivalent of a Bernie bro. I mean, I was a true believer, and I've looked the other way over some shit for over the course of his tenure as president when it comes to like. Drone strikes and that kind of thing. Also, like
stuff,
DEA raids and that fucking doing nothing about the banks and those motherfuckers on Wall Street. All that. Like, I let that shit slide, and I all of that stuff is things that I fundamentally disagree with. So, like, I don't know. I get it. I get it, except for that we're talking about Donald fucking Trump here, and all that should have mattered was that. Fuck him.
Hey, all right.
Like, that's what they should. I'm sorry, Jackie.
I know
goddamn.
language. I understand sentiment. I understand getting frustrated. Hell, I've said damn and shit a few times over him.
You called him a dumbass? President dumbass?
President dumbass. I did.
Shit ass?
I try not to
Shit
say.
head?
I try not to say these things or do.
You never called him a dickhead?
Hey, I don't have to go down the list. I don't want to hear all of it. Don't want to hear it. And another thing is, all these people, if they can't all be racist, people say, which of course I believe that. But there's a lot of racists, like you talk about Barack Obama, the same people from the same place, a lot of them voted for Obama. The same people turn around and vote for Trump, and that I don't understand. Don't understand it one bit.
I'm saying it's because there's some validity to this whole economic and jobs argument. Like, yes, there's also validity to the racism part of it, but like I said, if that's all it was, it'd be David Duke in the White House. Like, that whole jobs narrative, there's fucking truth to that. And I don't think you have to look any further than what you just said. There are places that went for Obama that then went for Trump. There's no other way to explain that other than they believed him when he said, I'm going to, bring your jobs back and I'm going to fix your, home, basically.
Yeah.
So you had a piece in Esquire recently about the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, and what you basically said was, like, your eyes have been open to a lot of stuff that you used to be more sympathetic towards, like heritage, not hate, and stuff like that. And I think we're all kind of opening our eyes to some of this stuff. But the people who hold on to that, if you just come to them and say, hey, tear down this Robert E. Lee statue, also your jobs are never coming back, does that just make them think that that people give less of a shit about them? But we still have to take those fucking racist statues down, too.
That right there, especially and also your jobs are not coming back, especially that part. That's what makes this all so insanely difficult of a problem and a question, because I made one of my videos where because people ask me all the time, well, what can liberals do to reach these people then? And I made a video that was hopefully, obviously tongue in cheek, but where I said, you gotta fucking lie. You gotta lie to them. That's what clearly that works like a charm.
Yeah.
And like, first of all, that's true. But I don't actually advocate lying to people because, that ain't cool. But as long as the other side is fully, completely willing to do it, then I don't know how in the hell we can possibly hope to compete with that, because the truth is something they don't want to hear, which is those jobs ain't ever coming back no matter what, no matter who's in office, it's not happening. They don't want to hear that, and I get it, but that's the truth. And so unless we're willing to lie to them, I don't know what the hell you say to them. But that I got sidetracked by the one part of your question, the Confederate statues thing. Yes, I mean that's what I'm saying, because my dad was one of those people, and I know because I've known them. I know some of these people really do, want the statues to stay up or want to keep flying the flag for like genuinely benign but naive reasons, and those people, if you just yell at them, you're a racist, get rid of it, you're Hitler, that's not, it's not going to help. And I mean, hell, that honestly, that's what I was trying to do with that article. When Esquire asked me to write something about it, I don't think that what I gave them is what they were expecting, but I mean, they liked it, but I don't think that's what they had in mind. But that's what I was kind of trying to do with that. I think they wanted a portrait in written form. You know what I mean?
No, it was really like heartfelt.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was
genuine. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't.
Y'all
think
read
that's
that?
What
it's
they
really
were
it's
expecting.
a sweet article. About
No, yeah, it was heartfelt, and it wasn't like funny really. Like it was like I tried to be genuine about it. But anyway, that's part of what I was trying to do with that is like, take this sympathetic eye that I really do have towards it, but still being like, but y'all listen, we have got to take them down. You know what I mean?
I feel duped by a lot of this stuff growing up there, and you're hearing about the lost cause, and you grow up and you watch it. Fucking Dukes of Hazzard. One episode I was like, I wonder if they had the Confederate flag on the cartoon, and we watched the cartoon. It starts out with the Confederate flag, and the General Lee comes jumping. Now, if you're a black kid in 1983, are you just supposed to be okay with that? I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
you
I
were.
don't know.
I mean, they had a talking raccoon, so I guess it balances out.
Well, I don't know. But you said you feel duped like that. That's another thing too that makes me kind of mad about the way some people, just all the vitriol they have towards the South and Southerners and some of these people, because it's like they don't understand, like, when you grow up and you're taught certain things and nothing else your whole life, you know what I mean? And then if you're one of these people that don't ever leave, and I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that, by the way.
Right.
If you want to stay in your hometown and start a family, whatever else, that's fine. But like, if you're one of those people and you're never exposed to anything else and you were taught baldly ignorant shit your whole life, of course you're going to really believe that stuff. You know what I mean? And like, I get how that can happen, but like, yeah, dude, hell, and I talk about this on stage, and it's true. Like, I mean, in high school, I had a Confederate flag bandana. I had T-shirts and stuff that I wore. There was a Confederate flag, and again, I have a whole bit about this, but it's true. There was a Confederate flag poster in my room, basically my entire childhood. Because I just thought it was cool.
Well,
I thought it was cool, and it was like, and I'm from the South, and I'm proud of it, and I've never been racist in my life. And like I say in that article, my dad, there wasn't a racist bone in his body. He passed away, but he didn't hate, he was one of the most tolerant, open-minded, loving people I've ever known, and he fucking loved the Confederate flag, and people like him existed. And again, that don't make the Confederate flag okay. It's still not.
Right.
It's still not okay, but like,
it is a fuck you to the man.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Right.
Well, not with that language, but it used to be
Yes.
standing up, or I'm a rebel, outlaw
Yes.
sort of thing. Good country music come from that.
Right.
It stood for. It didn't. In my mind, that's all it stood for. And even the Duke
Yes.
boys having it. I just wasn't thinking. I'll be the first one to admit it.
Well, that's
I
how
just didn't think about it.
exactly how my dad looked at it. That's what it represented to my dad too. Was that exact thing? Racism didn't factor into it,
Right.
but you know.
It did. We just didn't
Right.
see
It
it.
didn't factor
didn't
into
see
it
it.
for him, is what I'm saying.
Right,
But
sure.
and that's what and that's like I said in the article. Like, But the thing that I would tell my dad, and again, as I said in there, and I believe this, I think if he was still alive today, I think he would have already come to this conclusion on his own. But if he didn't, what I would tell him today if he was still alive is like, look, Daddy, I know that's what it means to you. What I'm telling you is that is irrelevant.
Right.
Like, I'm telling you what it actually represents right now, and that is all that matters. And I know it's, might be tough for you or whatever, but that's just the reality. And that's what all other Southerners need to realize, unless they are willingly, throwing their hat in with the Nazis.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that Nazi boat.
Well, that's another thing I don't get. That's sort of similar to what we were saying about Donald Trump. Like, dude, the military and serving your country and all that is such a huge thing where we're from in the South, and like so many people had papaws who, fought the goddamn Nazis.
Yeah.
Like,
damn right.
You're not, dude, Nazis, you're not, I don't care how redneck of a place you come from, like, you're not down with Nazis.
No.
Like, Nazis are still bad, right? And so I just can't believe.
We're at a place where there's people defending Nazis.
I know.
The president did it. Nobody else would be doing it if it weren't for that son of a...
I
That's
gotta
what I'm saying.
say,
It's wild as hell to me. It's crazy.
people
make
get
any
mad and
sense.
say, "Oh, Nazis are Trump's fault," I guess, but they kind of are. I mean, he set the table for the. I don't even think intentionally. It's just I just can't believe the perfect formula for dumbass racism, pandering, lying. I just can't believe he blundered into this and is gonna take us all down with him.
I do feel the need to say though, like, and I this is purely just like speculative, but I feel very strongly about this. That like, I know plenty of people that I grew up with, good buddies of mine from back home, who still to this day probably have a Confederate flag hanging somewhere or got one in their truck or whatever, or wear a shirt with one on it every now and then, who never, ever in a million years would march with fucking Nazis, with people with swastikas and stuff. Like, they wouldn't be, they saw that and they were like, God damn, y'all, that's a bit much. You know what I mean? Like, because that's another, like, we need to talk about them, and yes, fuck them, and it's, we need to keep our eye on them. But I also feel like it's important to point out, like, it's not that many people, really. Like, they came from all over the country, not just the South. They came from all over the country, and still there was, a few hundred of them. You know what I mean? Like, that's really not that. They are like fringe when you're talking about the actual Nazis.
But that's where they should be and where they should stay.
Of
but the damn
course.
president gives them a platform.
Yes.
And now, anyway.
You're getting him wound up.
I
now.
get wound up. Hell, I just get worried about it.
And
You're a man after my own heart, Jackie.
now we got the Antifa. We've given Fox News a new villain to scare old people with. So now they got black people, Mexicans, and Antifa. So that's great. So thanks for that, Nazis.
Muslims and gays.
Muslims, I forgot the Muslims
Those
and
are
gays.
important ones on Fox. You can't remember them.
But I feel like if you were doing like a Casey Kasem countdown, Antifa right now is number one. Definitely. This summer, they really... song of the summer for Fox News, that jam, Antifa.
Well, do
I'm
y'all
against violence, and I think violence is bad. Of course, I think we all need to say that. But I ain't gonna tell somebody they shouldn't throw a rock at a Nazi. I don't know how to tell them not to do that. 'Cause we used to shoot bullets at them years and years ago.
Yeah,
and I'm not encouraging it. I'm not saying it. But to say, oh, these people, they're the scum of the earth. They're the worst that they are. They're fighting Nazis.
When that's like when Richard Spencer got punched on camera or whatever, and people, like in interviews I was doing around that time, people would ask me about it, and basically, like, I don't think that's the best way for us to go about it. But don't get me wrong, I don't give a shit that a Nazi got punched in the face.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with it. But having said that, there's probably better ways to approach the whole thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to encourage any violence. That's the last thing I'm
Right.
trying to do. But it's hard for me to tell somebody, well, you shouldn't have done that. You stay. Don't go bother them. Leave them Nazis be. I can't tell people that.
Especially not on Twitter.
On what?
No, you can't tell Twitter nothing.
No.
Do y'all think do you think there actually is a fair number of people, or will be a fair number of people, that are like old Jackie here? And what I mean, and Jackie was never down with Trump from the beginning, but what I'm talking specifically right now about people that like were and that will. I keep hoping, and it's maybe this naive hope that I have, but I keep hoping that like, as more and more of this type of shit happens, that eventually these people, the ones that still have some shreds of sanity left, will be like, man, this might have been a huge mistake. Like I don't know that I'm really down with all this. I know, Drew, one of the guys that tours with me and a good friend of mine, he's got an uncle who's one of those, but like he'll only tell Drew because Drew's the only like liberal in their family, and he like will text Drew in secret, like, listen, don't tell nobody this, but I think we fucked up bad or whatever. Like he's come around, and I'm wondering. I think that's how it'll be at first. I think there will be a good number of those people, but they won't talk about it, and it'll just be to like the Drews of the world. It'll be a secret, but I don't know. I'd like to think that they will start to more and more just admit the mistake that was Donald Trump. Do y'all think that'll happen, or you think that I'm
nobody likes
being a naive?
I hope you're right.
Not living in fantasy land over here.
I hope you're right. I want to live in that fantasy land too. But nobody, first off, likes to admit when they're wrong.
No, right. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, of course.
If they're all doing it in private, I'll take that. Hell, if everybody's on their phone telling somebody, if that's all we can get, I'll take that. But
right.
I hope that he starts to lose the Republicans that just voted for him because he was the Republican.
Well, that's kind of the people that I'm talking about, is the people that were like, I'm not crazy about this dude, but I'm not voting for a Democrat, especially not Hillary's ass. So yeah, I'll still vote for him, but that weren't the ones at the rallies. You would have to think that surely to God, even by now, less than a year into his presidency, you'd have to think that a lot of those people are like, this is bad.
They got to be embarrassed. They got to be telling their wives or just going into a corner and talking to they got to pray to God and say, God, I'm sorry. Do they apologize to Jesus, you think?
None of them can be. The three of us, from what I can tell, everything that he's doing is pretty much, it's awful. It gets worse and worse every day. He comes up with something new. But none of us, I don't think, are completely shocked or surprised. Now, any of his people, how many of people, we know there's a percentage of people who get the, DACA, get them out. And we know that. But how many of the people that you talk about that we hope are out there had just had, embarrassed? Like, had no idea it was going to be this awful. I didn't have a clue.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm wondering too. I think it's a good question. I think those people exist. In what numbers, I don't know. But like, I mean, I've heard some people on political talk shows and stuff, like Republican strategists or whatever. I've heard some of them say that they think there's going to be a primary in 2020, that the Republican Party is going to be like.
I think there will be too.
Well, I think it has to be, yeah.
I think, but like, if that happens, good Lord, if we, and by we, I mean Democrats, I mean liberals, if we can't win that one, then goddamn, we should just pack up and rethink the whole fucking thing. If they split their party in two on purpose and we can't win that election, then fuck.
I mean, I don't know if it'll be a real, like, a Republican-sponsored GOP, but I think there'll be a couple rogue Republicans running at least.
I'm saying I have heard some people, people that get airtime on CNN or whatever say that, a Republican national, whatever it is, the RNC, Republican primary for the their candidate for president in the next election.
Maybe if he's got a war going with North Korea, they ain't gonna do that.
There has to. I keep also when it comes to the politicians on the right, so forget the voters for a second. I also keep thinking when it comes to those guys, there has to be some turning point, some point at which they have to admit or realize that, like, it is no longer worth it to continue on with him. Like, that they have to cut bait now or they're fucked in the long term. Like, because the longer they go, the more they won't be able to distance themselves from the things that he has done. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would think.
McCain seems to be standing up more and more slowly. I don't know. He's 80-something. I guess it's hard for him to stand up.
Yeah, then he takes his old ass in there and, votes.
They'll give you one day of, they're standing up to Trump, and then the next day they're kissing his ass again.
That's what I'm saying. They say it sometimes. Some of them don't even say it, but even the ones that do, they say it, but they don't do shit. Like,
what is that point going to be that you were talking about, though?
I don't know.
How many
I know.
opportunities have they had
I know
up to
that.
now.
That's why I'm saying, like, I keep thinking,
How bad does it have to be?
like, I don't know. I thought for a while it was going to be the Russia shit, and I guess it still might eventually. But I mean, that just none of that. Every single thing that ever came out with the Russia thing, I was like, okay, maybe this will be it, and it never is.
Nope.
Nothing ever happens. It just keeps going. But I mean, it ain't finished yet. It's not like, I mean, it's still an ongoing
It's still
thing.
going, yeah.
Fox News people, they don't even think that's real, though. They think that's done.
That was the true genius of Trump's campaign. I don't know. I give him credit for it. I think it's the people that he had behind the scenes or whatever. But the absolute smartest thing they ever did was establish the whole fake news ethos, because like it's an out for everything. Whatever anybody says about them negative, they just look at their supporters and say, yeah, but that's fake news. And they're like, I knew it. I knew that was fake news.
Yep.
And then they just go on about their day. And I mean, yeah, what in the hell? How do you combat that?
Charlie Daniels tweeted today, Benghazi ain't going away.
What the fuck? Like,
Charlie Daniels'
damn.
Twitter's pretty good. It's half pictures of cows,
I know.
half Bible verses, and half Benghazi.
I know, yeah. I've seen some of his work on there. The whole in the fucking emails. You know what I mean? Benghazi and her emails or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, at this point, dude, she lost. We lost. We fucking lost. Who gives a shit about that stuff now? Like, why? It's just, it blows my mind.
Do you ever have a problem being a proud redneck from Tennessee, listening to Charlie Daniels or turning on Hank Williams Jr. or somebody? The fucking Oak Ridge boys get political on their Twitter. Do you ever go, I don't think I can listen after a really bad Trump day? Are you like, I don't think I can listen to this Charlie Daniels jam right now?
Do y'all? The answer to your last question is no. I don't have any problem separating the art from the artist when it comes to that shit.
Right.
Like, I don't really fuck with Bill Cosby no more. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
As
Nobody
far as
wants,
you talking
yeah.
about like political stuff or whatever. But
I'm still
also-
going to listen to Elvira
Right,
every
that's-
night before I go to bed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and also, do y'all familiar with Bill Burr, the stand-up comedian Bill Burr?
Yep.
He's,
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion, one of the top at least 3 comedians on planet Earth right now.
You know who Bill Burr is?
Huh? Country
Are you
singer?
just a great no?
He's
He's not in Branson.
But
Yeah.
Bill Burr has a whole bit about, it's not about Charlie Daniels and those guys, it ain't about country singers, but it's about the dude from Duck Dynasty, the patriarch of Duck Dynasty,
yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
that
that
guy's
guy,
name
yeah.
is, Phil Robertson or whatever. It's about that dude and also the ex-owner of the L.A. Clippers who said all that shit about black people and don't bring
Right.
them around me, whatever else. It's about those two guys, and he's like, my whole thing with that is like, what did you think they thought? You know what I mean? It's like the outrage people have. It's like, really? You think the dude that's fucking sitting in a full body camo in a goddamn swamp boat somewhere is like yelling at raccoons? Like, you thought he had some enlightened progressive thoughts on homosexuals? Like, really? And that, again, that's his bit. But I love it because I fully agree. That's always been my response too. Just like Paula Deen, the whole shit about
Right.
Paula Deen, I was like, well, yeah. Of course she said the N-word before. You shitting me?
Yeah.
Y'all are surprised by that? Well, that's how I feel about these old guard country dudes. Like, of course that's what they think. You know what I mean? I mean, hell, they're papaws now, man. Hey, everybody's got a papaw that's, racist or worse or whatever. Like, it's just the
Hank
way it
Williams
is.
Jr. fell off that
Now,
mountain,
if
too.
I
He
found
got
out...
a
If
lot
I
of
found
things.
out Sturgill Simpson
Oh,
hated
right,
gay
yeah.
people, I'd be devastated.
That would be a shock.
But that's not going to happen. I know it's not. You know what I mean? But like something like that, yes, I'd be like, oh, fuck, man. But like those guys, no, it don't bother me because I just take that for granted. That they have some dumbass ideas.
I just want to live in a world where Charlie Daniels punches the president in the face.
That's the
yeah.
Charlie Daniels that I know and love right there. If Donald Trump come up to him and complained about his spit cup or something, anything, he'd turn around and knock the hell out of it.
Jackie, you
That'd
can
be
be
awesome.
that Charlie Daniels that we need right now.
Yeah.
Maybe Broyles Crowder 2020 or Crowder Broyles. I don't know.
I ain't running for nothing. Nope.
Me neither. People ask me something, and I mean, no, I'd much rather, make dick jokes about the people that do it. That's
I guess
more
now
in
you
line
can
with
do
my
both.
thing. Well, that's the thing. That's what I used to. My immediate reaction was like, y'all see what I do for a living, right? Like I can't run for, and then I'd be like, wait a minute.
That's out the window.
Yes,
yeah.
I can. You know what I mean? Hell, I might be the most qualified by fucking today's standards.
I don't know what can
But yeah,
exclude
that's true. I mean, yeah, that's a fact. But no, I ain't nowhere. If to give a somewhat honest answer to that, first of all, I've never seriously considered it before. But like, if I did, I would want to do it in the South, particularly in Tennessee. And I got no shot in Tennessee, not anytime soon. You know, so. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe when everything else.
You don't
want to
run against Scott DeJarlace or whatever his name is.
And he ain't even a show. They come down there and give that kind of language to talk to people. Yeah, they're all carpet.
They're the worst ones. That Kentucky motherfucker and that damn
Virginia
guy who's like, oh, the worst thing is when Yankees take down Southern statues, and he's like the fucking Yankees. They're the worst. And Trump. There's 4 of them right there. The worst people on the planet.
Yeah, that Trump tweeted when all that shit was going on. He said it's such a disgrace to look around America and I see our beautiful monuments and statues being torn down. It's so and I quoted that, retweeted that tweet and said, please, as a Southerner, do kindly shut your stupid Yankee fucking mouth. Because I hate that shit. That's
the worst.
The whole other separate thing when it comes to the Confederate flag. Nothing pisses me off more than seeing Yankees rock the Confederate flag, because it's like, look, yes, it's intolerant and it's unfortunate, but it's our intolerance. You know what I mean? Like, but what I really mean is, like, with people like my dad, again, it's a naive argument, but like I know that it's a genuine, real argument. If you're a Yankee, I only see one reason to do it.
Yeah,
because if it's not about like, yeah, I'm a rebel, I'm from the South, I'm proud, whatever. If you don't have that part, all that's left is the fucking slavery part. You know what I mean? So if you're from Minnesota and you're fucking with it, then you are an asshole, like without a doubt. And that shit's always drove me insane.
I agree with all their sentiments, but y'all's language.
It's fun. It's fun to have somebody else on here saying fuck to Jackie.
Hey, I don't have to hear it from you. I'm being
Jackie. Thank you, Trae, for being on here with us. I just want to close. Jackie, Trae was on The View, and he's sitting next to Joy Behar. Jackie loves Joy Behar.
You know Joy Behar?
Yeah, me and Joy go way back now, Jackie.
She as nice as she seems.
She is a sweetheart. I tell you what, everybody on and behind the scenes of that show is an absolute angel.
Well, I don't care about the rest of them, but Joy Behar, she seemed like a nice, respectable lady. Always has. I wouldn't watch that show if it weren't for her. But good
I
for you.
sat right beside her. I sat closer to her than me and Dunlap are right now.
Good Lord. I don't know if I'd be able to.
She smiled at me.
Oh, Lord. I don't know what I'd do.
Who was it that said Keith Whitley to her?
Corey Forrester. Yeah, Corey, and I mean, now he was made to hit on The View, but he certainly did. He crushed on The View that day.
Only times Joey Behar ever heard the words Keith Whitley. Trae, wellreadcomedy.com, Well-Read Podcast. It's a really good podcast. Y'all go listen to that podcast. They're touring all over the fucking country for like every city on the goddamn planet. I love cussing now because I have
background. All right, don't get used to it.
Yeah,
it's a special
are
treat today.
And the website you mentioned, wellreadcomedy.com, it's kind of one-stop shopping for all that stuff. But yeah, we're going all over the place this fall. So
Liberal Rednecks.
A book, right? Now there's a book, right?
Yeah, you also can find that on the website, but it's the Liberal Redneck Manifesto, Dragging Dixie Out of the Dark. And yes, we would love for people to check that out too.
Look how successful, Jackie.
Huh?
Liberal Rednecks successful.
Yeah.
That's so you just need to come on.
I ain't there yet. I ain't going to call myself a liberal yet. I'm thinking about being independent right now. I'm still waiting. Like you said, we're waiting for that one damn thing Republicans can claim being decent human beings again. I'm holding out hope. I'm losing it every minute, but I ain't liberal yet. But I might be like old Joe Scoreboard and Mila. I might be, independent here soon. We'll see.
Thanks a lot, Trae.
Give yourself over to the rainbow side, Jackie.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thank y'all very much for having me. I appreciate it,
Thank
fellas.
you, man.
Thank you kind of for talking to us. We sure do appreciate it. Yeah.
This is
Hey, everybody. This is the new segment on the show where we talk about news that happened a few days ago, but because of the accelerated Trumpian, dystopian, nightmarish, apocalyptic news cycle. It seems like it happened 14 fucking years ago.
Why? Don't say it with the mouth, but yeah, it just flies by. Yeah.
In today's distant memories, on Saturday, do you remember President Donald Trump, Jackie?
What? I remember. Yes. How can I forget him?
Well,
yeah.
he went back to the Hurricane Harvey, poor folks in Houston. And we said it last week, folks. Go down to find a charity, go to their headquarters, take your shoes off, put your feet on that carpet. If the carpet is plush and comfortable and feels good on your bare feet, don't give them any money. Go down, find one with some ratty carpet with some nails sticking up, bare patches in it, hurt your feet. You'll be like, I'm going to catch something if I take my shoes off in here. Give them the money. They'll distribute it through poor Houston town. Those folks, they've been through enough. And then here comes Donald Trump back again, twice.
Well, they had to, do repair damage or whatever. Said it. They went down there and just waved at people and, had to go down and actually hand out some food or this or that, whatever.
So this time they had a photo op and there was a truck. Usually Donald Trump likes to get in the truck and pretend he's driving it.
Well, this one wasn't big enough. It's a regular-sized truck. It's a nice truck, but, yeah, just he likes to get in
It was a nice truck. It was a good truck. He likes to get in a
real big one. And see, this is a situation where I want to laugh because he's such a excuse my language, dumbass, but I can't because he's destroying people's lives. So it makes it difficult for me to, enjoy moments like this where he just looks like a complete dumbass.
Right.
Which he did. They gave him something. They gave him a bucket. This man's never hauled a bucket in his entire life. He probably haven't held a bucket. That's probably maybe the third time he held a bucket.
Why would he have held a bucket before this?
Telling somebody to get rid of this or something. I don't know. But he wouldn't pick it up. He'd just say, come get this. Get it out of my way.
Maybe a maid displeased him and he picked up a bucket of soapy water and threw it at her.
That's a possibility right there. Yeah, that's one. Yeah. But this fella, he was supposed to be loading the truck up, so he picks up this big bucket and go put that on, whoever his handler is.
Put this in the truck, President Trump.
Yeah, put this in the truck. This is going to go to help, hurricane victims. So he takes that.
Like, oh, right, that.
He takes that bucket over there and just tries to give it to the man in the cab. Well, doesn't try to. He just does.
He does. He doesn't even look like it's going to fit through the window, but somehow he gets it in there and the man just sits there with it. Damn thing on his lap
goes in the back.
I've been through a hurricane and I survived that, and I look up and I remember I was already in a hail with this son of a bitch, my president.
Hands me a bucket.
And then he puts a few things in the bed of a truck. He's like, "Oh, things go in here."
Well, he puts the big bucket in the front, and then in the cab he gets a little box. It's like a little square, like a cardboard box. I put that in the back.
If you didn't know what was happening, you'd think that Trump was the evil boss come down to fire some good old boys. He took a morning off to go see their daughter in a damn. Am I just doing the plot of Logan Lucky?
Yeah.
Trump come down to fire somebody because he hurt his leg. And it's Channing Tatum.
He's fired all sorts. There's nobody hadn't fired.
He had a show on TV, the president's TV show. First of all, the president had a TV show, and it wasn't Death Valley Days. It was a show where he fired people on a whim.
I never did watch it, but that's people watched it. Yeah, evidently that's how people know him. He's a man that sat on there. He's the kind of guy that needs to. He'll help me. This one.
Every country music star who was on the damn Apprentice needs an ass kick because they greased the path, gross, to Trump. They greased the Trump path.
And he fired most of them.
Yeah, he tried get this hillbilly out of here.
Yeah. Don't understand it.
How many presidents you think touch buckets? Most of them, right?
At some time or another, yeah.
Bill Clinton, say what you will about him, but he probably carried his damn lunch to school in a damn bucket.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably fucking buckets back behind him.
Hey, watch your mouth, but yeah.
You never heard of an Arkansas fuck bucket?
Hey, I don't want to hear it now. Watch your mouth.
Damn Jimmy Carter got brain cancer hauling buckets up a damn ladder.
That's the worst president, second worst president ever was. And yeah, he hauled in he 90-something years old. How old is he now? He still brain cancer, everything. hauling buckets of nail back and forth across.
They sending him through, have a CAT scan. They're like, well, you got a bucket of spackle with you? Somebody take his spackle back to the job site. Does that sound like Carter?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I mean, that's Carter. And Reagan's like, well.
Yeah, that's how he did it, yeah.
Clinton, he's like, where's that hamburger?
Yeah.
And Daddy Bush, he was like, where's the beef?
Well, you can do them all, can't you? Listen to you over there.
I'm
Just
trying
every one of 'em.
trying to get to the 90-minute mark.
Well, we're almost there.
What Eisenhower sound like?
Huh?
LBJ was like, no.
Yeah,
And Kennedy's like, where's that woman?
yeah.
And Teddy Roosevelt was like, oh, fuck, I'm sick of this
All
shit.
right, that's what, don't watch your mouth. Well, we want to thank Mr. Crowder again for coming on here and joining us. We appreciate it, and appreciate y'all coming on here and listen to this. If you like it, what is it? Rates and reviews.
Yeah, if you go on.
It's on iTunes. It's
leave
on.
us a review. Listen, do bad reviews hurt us?
Hell,
Like
I
if
don't
you
know.
stuck through this for 90 minutes and you're like, fuck them, and you won't go write that on iTunes, I mean, I guess that's your right. I mean, you did give us 90 minutes. I prefer a good review. That helps us. It helps other people find us. But if you're just really angry, I mean, you did give us your time.
Yeah, they can say if you don't like it, you know, you can say whatever you want. I don't give a damn. Don't make a difference to
I think
me.
they changed the name iTunes to Apple Podcast. Now, if you want a podcast, you go Apple Podcast, not iTunes.
I don't know what it is. I didn't know what any of it was. It's Twitter, it's Facebooks, and YouTubes.
Pretty
I guess.
close.
Is that yeah? Rate your reviews.
Chachi's.
Oh yeah, Chachi's. I forgot about that. Whatever that is, that's on the computer too. So you can find it on there.
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send. If a stamp to us you'll lend, so we can write and say goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Well, that was interview number 2. Is Snowbird.
Snowbird was our first interview.
The second interview, liberal redneck Trae Crowder.
We talked to one guy when we went to the Ronald Reagan Museum, and he
Yeah.
was in the cafeteria.
Did it work there? I can't even remember.
I can't remember who that man was. And then we talked to, when we went to New Hampshire, there was a man who was from England, and he was in the lobby, and we talked to him.
He worked for Fortune magazine, right?
I don't
get that
know.
Right, some
I can't
magazine.
remember.
But he was down there. But that don't really count as an
I
interview.
think those
don't
are
think.
our 4. Yeah, we were just kind of yelling at him in the lobby. So I think that was our 4 interviews. He's Rando in the Reagan cafeteria.
Yeah.
Damn British guy in New Hampshire meth hotel.
James Bond, yeah.
James Bond. damn Snowbird. I
Yeah.
hope he's doing okay. I don't think they've hired him back yet, but
Well, keep
Stephen
writing
Good,
them. Yeah.
formerly known as Snowbird, write a letter to Dan. Okay, first call your representatives to keep Americans in this country, DACA. Take to the streets, let people know, sign a damn fucking.
Hey, don't have to.
And then after you done that, he would agree with this. Call Channel 4 and tell him Stephen Good should be Snowbird.
Oh, it should be. Yeah, do all that. Yeah, do all that without the cussing. Yeah.
Trae Crowder was number 4, liberal redneck. Who's gonna be next, Jackie?
Hell, I don't know.
If you got somebody you'd like us to talk to, I got cbnnews.com up here. I know we're trying to keep it short. I just wanted this prayer. I'm just going to tell you one headline, Jackie.
Yeah.
This prayer, it's just the headline on cbnnews.com. This prayer, nobody's listening this far.
I know, but it's always something good on
CBN News. It's a new segment. I guess we need a theme song for this. This prayer over President Trump in the Oval Office is going viral. That's the headline. That's like a world that I didn't even know existed.
What happened to prayers before the computer? Somebody tell me that. What did prayers do then?
They went, listen, prayers used to be, you said a prayer.
Went straight to heaven.
Went straight to heaven.
Didn't matter whether it's on the computer or not.
Never
Nobody
went
cared.
viral. Never went viral.
No.
If your prayer went viral, you'd be like, you wouldn't even know what that means. You'd be like, you sick?
I still don't know what it means. I know it means computer. That's it.
That means computer, Jackie. And used to, you didn't need a computer to talk to Jesus.
I still don't need a computer to talk to Jesus.
Let me tell you something. If your prayer, let me tell you something. The prayer over President Trump in the Oval Office might be going viral, but it ain't going to Jesus.
No, it ain't. And a lot, you say that, and I hadn't watched it yet. There's probably a lot of people watching that ain't religious, just enjoy it. You know what I mean?
It's like seeing him. Listen, spiritual leaders gathered with President Trump in the Oval Office as he issued the proclamation for a National Day of Prayer. There's some people's Facebook that is all about the National Day of Prayer. I just want to tell you that. Like, I got a lot of National Day of Prayer on my Facebook, but I also got a lot of tits and asses on there too.
I don't need to hear about the rest of it. Sunday.
I'm talking about my own tits and asses.
I don't care about it. I don't want to hear about it either way. Used to be Sunday. We knew we were supposed to pray whether the dumbass presidents told us to or not. Used to be that way, but I guess I got to have a computer, and I guess I got to have a dumbass president, tell me when to pray, when not to.
If I see an article that says this cat salad or whatever, here's a kid in school who thought their daddy was sick and here he come home from Iraq or whatever, going viral. As soon as I see the words going viral, I don't care if it's a prayer or not. I am not clicking on it. I don't care about damn Dear David haunted apartment going viral, no matter what the hell you talking about. I ain't gonna look at it if I see the words going viral, and I'll guarantee you Jesus feels the same way. Because he's like, are these motherfuckers still looking at their phones?
He don't use that language.
He's up in heaven.
He don't use that language, and he don't use a computer. Jesus don't need either one.
That's what I'm saying. He's up in heaven, and maybe he ain't cussing, but he ain't saying it out loud, but I bet he's thinking it in his head. Because he knows that he can't cuss, because then all the angels start cussing. But he's like, I can't believe in his head, these MFers are still walking around there looking at their phones instead of in Houston pulling people out of a damn floodwater.
Well, yeah.
And these spiritual leaders in the White House with Donald Trump making viral videos, like they're doing a fucking YouTube makeup tutorial. Maybe they should be down there in a speedboat taking people out of the nursing home floodwaters.
I agree with that, yeah.
This has been this goodbye song, CBN News. CBN News.
All right, we're done. Can I go now?
Yeah, we stretched this out too long.
Hell with this.